today's program, we profile environmental activist and Goldman Prize winner Nalleli Cobo from Los Angeles. And we'll see how a woman peacekeeper from Fiji is helping children in South Sudan. Then we'll experience how Niagara Falls played a central role in the history of African American resistance to slavery through the Underground Railway. After that, we'll hear a blind Syrian girl and her friends sing a song of hope in a bombed-out city in their country. And we'll learn how Weman Connect's Web3 campaign is helping underprivileged women reach their career goals by providing them free coding training. We'll end our program with personal messages of peace.
The densely populated Los Angeles region is the largest urban oil field in the United States, producing millions of barrels each year. 21-year-old Nalleli Cobo has been fighting to end oil extraction since she was a child.
Over 500,000 Angelenos live within a quarter of a mile to an active oil and gas well, and those emissions have been scientifically proven to damage our health and our environment.
In 2004, Nalleli's family moved into a South Los Angeles apartment neighboring an oil well operated by Alanco Energy. Toxic emissions permeated the neighborhood and began affecting Nalleli's health.
My nosebleeds got so severe I had to sleep in a chair to prevent choking on my own blood. I developed asthma. I had heart palpitations and horrible headaches. My mom developed asthma. My sister had headaches, stomach pains. So it was a really hard time.
Speaking with her neighbors, Nalleli's mother, Monique, realized that the health issues were widespread. Residents began organizing, and at only 9 years old, Nalleli became the spokesperson for People Not Pozos, a grassroots community group.
I live in front of an oil well, and the oil well has been making me sick.
Nalleli and her mother went door to door, distributing flyers and documenting illnesses. Speaking at rallies and government meetings, Nalleli garnered media coverage and political support that pressured Alanco to temporarily halt operations in 2013.
I didn't need to use my inhaler 3 times a day. My nosebleeds went away. But then we were aware that we weren't the only community being affected by oil extraction.
Wanting to address the disproportionate number of oil wells permitted in minority communities, Nalleli co-founded the South Central Youth Leadership Coalition.
Everyone has the right to breathe clean air no matter their...
We sued the city of Los Angeles in 2015 for a violation of the California Environmental Quality Act and environmental racism, and we won.
Hi everyone, my name is Nalleli Cobo.
By the time she graduated high school, Nalleli had become a powerful advocate for environmental justice. But in 2019, her life was turned upside down with the diagnosis of a rare form of cancer.
As soon as the doctor said, you have cancer, I immediately thought of the signs on Alanco's wall that says dangerous chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, and reproductive harm.
Nalleli spent the next 2 years undergoing intensive medical treatment. But the momentum of her efforts continued. In 2020, thanks to Nalleli and the community's years of tireless activism, the Alanco site was forced to permanently cease operations. This remarkable victory has Alanco executives facing over 24 criminal charges for environmental health and safety violations.
When Alanco was permanently shut down, I remember feeling at peace in a way that I knew that nobody in my community was gonna be breathing those toxic emissions anymore. That's historic.
Nalleli's cancer went into remission, and her activism continues to affect change, most recently with a groundbreaking city council vote to ban new oil wells and phase out existing ones. For outstanding environmental achievement for North America, the 2022 Goldman Environmental Prize is awarded to Nalleli Cobo, Los Angeles, USA.
In the following segment, we'll experience how peacekeepers from Fiji are serving in conflict areas around the world.
We have peace back at home. So if we have peace back at home, so can you. Bulavinaka, I am Alisi Lalambalavu. I come all the way from Fiji Islands. I have served in various specialized units. In the uniform branch, I started working in community policing. Here in South Sudan, I'm here to serve the United Nations. I'm here to share my talents. I'm here to expose my capabilities. I've visited most of these schools and it's heartbreaking, and they do need a lot of help. They do need a lot of assistance. We sit there with the teachers and we discuss how we, like United Nations, how we can assist them on building the school like real schools or schools like we have back at home. My father served the United Nations. When I was small, I used to see him coming to Sinai, to Lebanon back then, and that's what motivated me. In the police force, when we heard about, females and officers coming to the United Nations, I said, okay, I'll go for it. That's me. If they want my help, I'm here. To all the other females out there, you want to come on board, join, because I'm here, I did it.
Niagara Falls is one of the most important locations in terms of what it represents to people of African descent, because it's a border city. And as a border city, it literally represents one last step or one river for you to cross to get to freedom on the Canadian side. Well, my name is Saladin Allah. I am an educator, author, as well as a descendant of Josiah Henson, who is an Underground Railroad forerunner. A lot of my family went through the Underground Railroad and crossed over into Canada in 1830. So my family was gone out of this country for over 100 years until some of us actually returned. As a black man, I represent less than 2% of the teacher workforce in this entire country. So just by being in that space, I'm providing youth, not just children of African descent, but all children, an opportunity to have access to cultural enrichment that under other circumstances, they may never have access to. So we make sure that we teach about people within history who have done some extraordinary things. People of African descent, those who set foot here in America, there's always been a movement of resistance. So the Underground Railroad evolved from that resistance movement. And it took generations to create that network, but the network itself didn't become visible or popularized until you get into the 1800s, where now you have common people that start to realize that there's some mode of transportation that people are using and that's below the perception of everyday people. So it became coined as an Underground Railroad. Niagara Falls, as a border city, represents one last river for you to cross along that journey from the south to the north when it comes to the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad as a human rights movement was the first initiative that allowed us to have that sense of citizenry that had been historically denied us. Without that movement initially, you wouldn't see the effects of other movements such as the civil rights movement, such as the Black Power movement. Any of these other movements are just really the result of that first human rights movement, which is known as the Underground Railroad. The beautiful thing about the location where I'm literally sitting right now is that in 1856 in December, Harriet Tubman crossed over to the Canadian side across the suspension bridge. So what you're seeing behind me is a replica of that suspension bridge because it once sat right outside of our Heritage Center. Harriet Tubman was very important because not only did she help be a part of those settlements on the Canadian side, but she also returned many times into the United States in order to assist others on their journey to freedom over on the Canadian side. So all of the cultural heritage that we celebrate here in this area is a part of reinforcing our identity as a people, as well as our infinite potential to be self-determined. When you consider this country is only 245 years old, and when you look at that 245 years, from 1776 all the way up into the 1960s, there were actual laws that denied people opportunities. Those laws shifted the landscape where we live, and it also created a separation or a gap, not only social economically, but also a cultural gap. And it takes years in order to address that. So learning from the past gives us a greater insight into how these events were indicators of the type of things that we see that are going on today. And a part of my solution is to make sure that I leave this world a better place and to add more beauty to it. And then part of my way of doing that is to teach youth and to make sure that I help these children become the best that they could actually be.
Yeah, that's called lucid dreaming.
One of the most rewarding parts of my work is being able to assist children and them recognizing their infinite potential to be able to solve problems on their own so they can critically arrive at a solution. Whenever I see that, I see hope. I see confidence in a brighter and a more beautiful future. And it's difficult for a person to see that capacity if they don't see that capacity. So I think it's important for us to really look within ourselves and find out, regardless of what we do for a living or where we're at in our life, what can we do to help positively impact the lives of others? It's all of our responsibility.
دمار ونار جرح كبير بالصوت العالي بدي أقول بس الصوت صغير يمكن نحن أولاد صغار بس صرختنا من القلب نمحي كل الخوف ونكون التغيير. بأعلى صوت بدي أقول بالغنية كل شي معقول، حدا يسمع حدا يشوف طفولتنا بتنام. بالصوت الواحد آملنا أكتر، رح نسيق أقوى طفولتنا تكبر. بيها الغنية اللي عم نكتبها بوجع وخوف ودموع العين. رجعت دقات القلب عالحياة، عالحياة، عالحياة. رح ترجع النجوم الضوية بهالعتمة الطويلة، والأحلام اللي بنيناها كلها رح تصير. بأعلى صوت بدي أقول بالغنية كل شي معقول، حدا يسمع حدا يشوف طفولتنا بتنام. بالصوت الواحد آملنا أكتر، رح نسيق أقوى طفولتنا تكبر. بيها الغنية اللي عم نكتبها بوجع وخوف ودموع العين. رجعت دقات القلب وضحكات عم تنبع من كل مكان، ولقينا القلب عم ترجع جديد. بالصوت الواحد آملنا أكتر، رح نسيق أقوى طفولتنا تكبر. بيها الغنية اللي عم نكتبها بوجع وخوف ودموع العين. رجعت دقات القلب عالحياة، عالحياة، عالحياة.
I would say that the key of the bootcamp is not about programming, because any course can do that. What makes Women Connect special is that they taught me lessons that are important in a job, and you don't learn them in school. Nobody tells you that those things are important. Those lessons and the tools that they provided me have helped me to build confidence in myself. And now I know that all my dreams are possible if I work hard for them. This experience changed my life. I received several job offers even in the middle of the pandemic, and after 1 year of the bootcamp, my current salary is 220% higher than it was before Women Connect. And with it, I was able to buy a house, which is extremely difficult, especially if you're a Mexican and if you're 26, as I am. Women Connect allowed me to achieve my goal without sacrificing my life. If I hadn't changed my career, I wouldn't have the work, personal, and economic stability that I have now in my life. My future looks brighter than ever. I'm definitely happier than I was before this experience.
My last job was in a bank, but I felt incomplete with myself because my dream was another. When I found the opportunity to join this bootcamp, my dreams were back to me. I learned a lot of things in this bootcamp: confidence, logical thinking, soft skills, but the most important for me was learn how to believe in myself. I found a good job in an international company. My salary increased by 3 times more than my last job. I'm sure that this bootcamp opened the doors and helped me to continue with my professional way. My life had a total change and I feel very happy with that.
Gave me the fulfillment I was looking for. I becoming a better version of me with so much more self-confidence that allowed me to find an amazing job in the midst of the pandemic that gave me financial independence. My parents are very proud that I'm doing something I love and is also well rewarded, as they used to think that there were no good jobs for women in IT industry unless without a computer science degree. Now, they want me to guide my younger sister to be as brave and successful as I am now.
The Women Connect Bootcamp shows that giving back strives for business excellence. We design social strategic programs that not only allow your business to make an impact in the society alongside a financial return, it also allows your employees to find more satisfaction in the work they do, and your clients are more socially engaged while you build a stronger network of new clients. We do not make $1 million a year yet, but if a small business like Women Connect can give back, so can yours.
Hi, my name is Ariana Ryman, and I am a senior at the Monty Ranch High School. And what peace means to me is respecting each other's ideas and culture and opinions. And it means to come together to fix what's wrong, like poverty or like racial problems. And it means to stand up for what's right, but doing it in a way where it doesn't like hurt anybody else. It doesn't hurt yourself or anybody else. It just to speak out what you want. Because coming together means that it creates a safe place for everybody. And it means that we live in a world with love and no hate. And we just are caring for each other. We're there for each other. And we come together as a whole entire family, like how we did in the global pandemic. Peace.
Hi, I'm Jarek Ramos. And I'm Christian Valenzuela. And peace to me means no racism, no homophobia, no xenophobia, just a perfect world where everyone just gets along. No wars, nothing like that.
Peace to me is a virtue. It is the perfect balance between catastrophe and tranquility, and without chaos there wouldn't be peace.
If you want peace, you need to confront your problems and not run away from them. If you want peace, you need to realize what's wrong, so that way you can feel at peace.
I wish everybody peace. Thank you.
Remember, you can create your own positive news.
Hi, my name is Jenny Lopez, and I'm speaking about peace. Peace is about cooperation between people, nations, even if they're not friends. Equality and peace. The world would be a better place if there were peace for everybody.
Hi, my name is Gwendolyn Coleman, and I'm out here in the beautiful desert and grateful for how peaceful it feels. And when I think about peace, I think about Carl Sandburg and how he said, and I hope I don't paraphrase him too poorly, one day they'll throw a war and nobody will show up. You know, it's easy to talk about peace as if we can take it for granted when the very world we're living in right now is really a frightening and scary and ugly time. And we owe it to humanity to really keep their pain in mind. And what's happening in Ukraine it's not the first time. All I do is wonder, as you do, why do we keep repeating this horrible history of the worst aspect of human nature? So I think we all have to take a stand. And prayers have strength, but actions speak louder than that. So let's all work toward a much more improved humanity and a better world together. That's my prayer. We can do it.
E.T. phone home. E.T. loves peace.
Thank you for watching Positive Spin. This show is made possible through the generosity of the Patty and Jack Wright Foundation and the Prem Rawat Foundation. Watch and subscribe to our previous episodes on YouTube, and please like us on Facebook. Follow us on Free Speech TV, Roku, Sling, DirecTV, Dish Network, and Apple TV. I'm Bill McCarthy. Stay safe and healthy, and remember, you can create your own positive news.
Thank you.